things. Thank you for beating the bride, religion. Thank you for not having flesh. Thank you for birthing a flesh vessel, the Immaculate Conception, right? The birth of the King. Thank you for this covenant you made. You already knew before you even made the Old Testament, before you made the law, before you created all things, that you would come fulfill all the laws of flesh so that we would stop trying to celebrate and build up riches and towers and think that we could pay our way to heaven. And heaven is not above our head, trying to build towers to go to the sky when there's no gods in the sky. Father, thank you for not being in the sky. Thank you for being the Word, Hokadesh. Glory to you, Father, the Most High, not in the sky. Thank you for thank for knowing that heaven is within and the kingdom of heaven is within. The body is the temple under this covenant, and that we're not under the laws of celebration. So we thank it to achieve lift. It's not physically possible. If you've ever studied aviation, aeronautics, it's not possible for a bird to achieve lift without resistance. There has to be that push, pull, positive and negative, dark and light. And he's the one who separates. That's what he said. I am the separator. I am the horizo. I separate the dark from the light, the day from the night. I'm the divider. I'm the one who condemns. Under this testament, we are to judge righteously with his words, not our opinion, not change, not even if you want to go to hell, add to his word. That's what he said. Add or take away, and you're going to hell. And that's not below your feet. Thank you, Father, for not making hell below my feet. Hell is the emptiness, abyss, knowledge without, you said, my people shall perish for lack of knowledge. Lack, negation, lack, negate. To take away knowledge. My people, they're gone. No more. You were in the book of life, and now you've been blotted out because there's no free will. No free will, no luck. Yeah, that's funny, Mike. You're going to enjoy. You're already gnashing teeth. You know, people with Down syndrome don't sin. Most don't have any idea what sin is. They're God's children. You're a heathen. Get them out of here. You're a Satanist. Most people are. Christians are Satanists, so you're no different. A sin is a sin, man. They're video or more. So Father created most people to go to hell. You can't even define what hell is. And your inspiration, you find your inspiration from being a sadomasochist. You enjoy beating people so you can pleasure yourself. You're sadistic. I'm a prior. You have a sadistic mindset. You beat people and you get pleasure from that. That's called sadistic. And you're a Satanist too, because you're exactly what Father makes, Mike, just so you know. You're the true. Nice people are evil. Nice people are stupid. And then, see, that's you. Define the word hell. I just defined it in here. Were you listening? You're going to make an opinion about something. Let's see if you have any knowledge. Give me the definition of hell, Mike, so we can learn off of you. Father's children are people with, Down syndrome. They don't know what a sin is. They could be 20, 30, 40 years old. Those are God's children that you just drew your inspiration for your sadistic. Yeah. You beat people and you get off on it. That's a society that we live in today. You have to be around people like you, Mike, or they really put people in jail for victimless crime. They got people like you running around. They're kicking people out of America, but they got people like you. I can smell you're an American, aren't you, Mike? IP address. Remember, I'm a prior investigator, police officer. I have your IP address, Mike. They have your IP address, right? Somebody come unalive your ass, take you to the woods and booze board you. been in law enforcement, so I know how to, beat people, right? How about a military police? How about like Guantanamo Bay? How about booze boarding's illegal, right? Oh, wait, no, it's not because you can't waterboard somebody. Maybe we'll just pour some wine over you. Winos ain't afraid of nothing but running out of wine. All you're doing is whining now. Stop, make it stop. Make it stop. But it won't stop. See, five guys in a van can come ice you, Mike. Your IP address. You speak on the interweb, this worldwide net, they come pick you up, five guys in an Amazon van. Like Amazon, they don't care. Remember, they just put you in the box like Amazon, remember? Like Bezos, like prison guards. Remember, I worked in a prison, federal prison too, Mike. So we got your IP address, Mike. They watch and monitor the channel. Just say, you have any kiddie porn on your IP address there, Mike? Might want to not say anything. Hope you don't have any kiddie porn. Hope the cops don't plant some kiddie porn on your IP address there, Mike. So just like Jeff Bezos, they'll throw you in a box like prison guards, just like all these ISIS terrorists that are going out and kidnapping people. They don't even have to be, because Jeff Bezos, you can order all that badges, the right to due process. Mike, you don't know anything about that, do you? You're probably just a bootlicker and having the cop your boot, right? Cop, pig, people in government. So you're a bootlicker. And that's what you do. You lick the boot, and Christ stood against the boot. The neck on the people like you, the sadistic mindset, the pushing down people. You said Down syndrome. So enjoy your gnashing of teeth. You didn't even define the word hell. And I'm just to make an example of people like you, have to be around people like you in society, get to live there, probably on some kind of benefit, probably on some Adderall. You're a Mexican American. I can already smell your IP address. Now the feds obviously have it because they monitor this channel. I hope you don't have any kiddie porn, because you'll probably be getting a visit knock at your door soon. And hey, five guys you might have been a schmuck your whole life and come in and say these things, and get away with it. But on the interweb, the IP address, like five guys in a van can come ice you, and they're not even, you can order that stuff all off of, remember, Amazon, the right to due process, remember, 4th and 5th Amendment, they're failing this even today out on this. It could not even be those people. It could just be five guys in a van because you're just a schmuck. And your IP address is easily found everywhere across this nation. You give it away every day when you think you're hidden. I don't care if you think you hide behind a firewall. You're not hiding behind any firewall. You don't think you just given up your IP address? Do you even know whose channel you came into? Do you have any idea who you're talking to? So you might be careful, because maybe it doesn't have, maybe you have a wife or something, and some guy said no to her, or she said no to some guy. I don't know why she's with you or something. Maybe you just met her or something, but maybe it's to get her away from you or something. I don't know. But, this could happen without the right of due process being followed. It'd just be 4 or 5 guys with some Amazon badges, failing the right of due process, take you up to the woods and booze board you. Because you give away your IP address, Mike. That's how dangerous it is in this country. And I'm making an example. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father, for that, for the knowledge that these people, you create most people to go to hell. Broad is the way that leads to the wide gate that leads to hell. Most people are in hell, and most people are evil. I know I get up every day, Father, and tell myself, everybody's evil. Everybody I meet's evil. They're all a bunch of nice people. Nice means to be stupid, acting like people, Mike, in existence in this day, and they're just kidnapping people off the streets of this country for you don't have to have right under due process to have citizenship under the Constitution of this, former constitutional republic, now corporation, but you don't know what's going on. So I do. I've served this beast system. I've been in law enforcement capacity, SWAT, Special Weapons and Tactics, prior investigator, Highway Patrol Academy, all that, Oklahoma City, done all this. So my brain is not wired like yours. Do you realize how dangerous it is? You got people like Mike who are sadistic mindset, want to come in and whip people for the pleasure of his pain, his own pleasure. That's what it's sadistic, sadomasochism. It's I've been prior counsel, law enforcement education, and trained on how to identify, handle, and treat people with mental disabilities and illnesses. He is mentally ill, and people constantly come in here and try to accuse me because they don't agree with me. That's society today. Like, how about every one of you either tell me what normality is or reality is, or you're getting in the van. Get in here. 5 guys going to come ice you and put you in the van. They put the ice wall up in America, right? It's already, the ice wall's up. Donald Trump, Warp Speed, was talking about putting up a wall. There's your wall. It's the ice wall. So ISIS terrorists. So you can say anything you want, but Mike's in here running his pie hole and gives away his IP address, American IP address, and probably has kiddie porn on his IP address. So I wouldn't speak up if I was Mike, because he couldn't even give me the definition of hell. It's like, write your name at the top of the paper. He couldn't even do that, Mike. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care what other people think about me there, Chuck Yeager. You can fly onto there, Top Gun, kick rocks. Go away from me, Jezebel. Would you like to define something ignorant? Then I need a psychiatrist. See, this is what this person wants. They want me to take drugs. This is a drug pusher. Watch this. We're going to make example. Yeah, we don't need no. Goodbye, Mike. Get out of here. Go to the meat grinder. Enjoy your gnashing of teeth. More entertained. He's going to end up in a work camp. Watch. Mike's going to end up in a work camp or get booze boarded, like I said. The guy couldn't even define hell. Would you like to define hell? Go ahead there. What's that? Shuck, define the word hell. Revelation 9:11 says they have a king over them. The king of the abyss. Apollyon, Abaddon, Angelos, angel. The definition of the word angel is messenger. I want you to give me the definition of hell. That's the word abyss. Or you got to get out of here, Shuck. You can shuck off. You can fuck off, too. You can pluck the U-bow if you know anything about the U tree and the bird finger and anything about bows and, toxon, bow and arrow, but you don't speak any other language probably than American Babylonian. So let's see if you speak any Greek. Give me the Greek definition, the lexicon definition of the word abyss, knowledge, right? You're too fucking slow. Get out of here. Get away from me. Psychiatrist, drug pusher. Want me to go see a psychiatrist? I'll take drugs. They'll be fooled by the word is called sorcery. If you get out your lexicon dictionary, that is the word pharmakia. Yeah, what's the only country, what's the only people to speak one language? Americans. So, Americans. So, but anyways, moving over now, two ways. Broad way is the way that leads to the wide gate that leads to hell. That's what the word abyss is, hell. So you can't come in here. Hell's not below your feet. Heaven's not above your head. Father is not in the sky. Father is the word Hokadesh. Hokadesh. Spirit. Ghost. There's no such thing as ghost. There's no such thing as... Put a 1 in the chat. We'll see if any of you know anything of what you're talking about. Put a 1 in the chat if you live on a planet Earth. And I'll tell you what, Earth's not below your feet. So let me give you a hint. Not below your feet, and heaven's not above your head. So do you live on a planet? And if so, tell me where that's written in the scriptural text. Not biblical, that Bible, there's rejected. That's paper. I'm talking about the scripture. And you can put it on paper at the Council of Nicaea and the canonization that took place in the 12th century. There was no J's. So there's no Lucifer, there's no Jesus, there's no word Christ or Lord ever written in the text. So tell me where the word planet is in the original text, not talking things that have been added. Lucifer only once, there's only 2 birth dates in all of scripture. Lucifer is not Satan. Lucifer doesn't exist. Lucifer is like the Easter Bunny, maybe Jabba the Hutt or something, warp speed, you're falling for your ball gods. So tell me, it's not written in the text. So why do people say they live on a planet? See, you're already spinning. You know what the word jot is? He said don't add a jot or a tittle. You speak any Hebrew, you know what a yod is? A yod? Well, he said no, the yod would be a letter, right? Like a va, or that would be like the number. My bad. You're an ignorant fool. Okay, let's see. 462 says I'm ignorant. Oh, arrogant. Okay, get away from me. You don't care about arrogance. I'm not here to be nice. The word nice means stupid. Get away from me. All right, so seriously, these people are caught in their own hell, huh? Because hell's not below their feet. Hell's the word abyss. Revelation 9:11 says they have a messenger. That's the definition of the word that I'm going to tell you. Angelos. Angelos is the word angel. Angels don't come from the sky. Angels don't fall. When Father says to meet him through Christ, the Hamashiach, remember, Christ is a pagan term, but I'll speak some of your pagan words that you speak. Paganism, that's like the cross. Nobody carried crosses. Christ, the Hamashiach, never hung from a cross. You're just a Satanist. He told you to not add a jot. Now I'm asking you what a jot is. Jot. I wasn't able to get the books. What do you mean you weren't able to get the books? Hold on, we're going to take a pause for the cause. Miller's trying to get the words to steady. So you have to have the right. Father is the word Hokadesh. That's the Hebrew word spirit or ghost. There's no such thing as ghost. Demon, demonion, they've replaced that in your text with the word devil. There's no such thing as devil. That's not a word ever written in the text. I don't know where you guys get devil. It's the word demonion. That is the word devil. Right? In your text, that's the word demon. And a demon is a distributor of fortunes of lies to others. An idolater is a distributor of fortunes or lies to self. That's the Greek word porneia or idolatry, idolatry in English. So if you don't study the text, you're not going to, there's only one accepted text. Everything else has been rejected. I don't care which version. I studied the 12th century version where they still struggle to get all the definitions with the lexicon. So 300 men at the Council of Nicaea. You don't know what you're talking about. You're some religious idiot. Religion's vain. He said it didn't dwell in the houses. The body is a temple. Yeah, he doesn't know and that the blue book you showed. Okay, I got you. So hold on, Miller. I'm taking a pause just for you, but just trying to do a little father's work here so these people can stop being idiots. Arrogant. I thought he was going to say he called me an idiot. I was going to make him define it, but arrogance. What's the difference between confident and conceited? It's a fine line, isn't it? So this is the interlinear Textus Receptus, is what I study, this 12th century Greek book, old Jewish book written in Greek, and then the 4-volume full set with the 3 of the 58, the 13, 5 of the first, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy, the 613 statutes, commandments, the law, Torah contained in the first 5 books, 53 in the old, 13 in the new, 22 rejected texts. Not canonized because they lacked definition and they weren't in line with the gospel. I don't say Bible. I hate that word. I hate the word Bible. It shows that people are so stupid. They really don't study crap. That word means book. Bible means book. It wasn't written on paper. Now it's written on the hearts of the bride. So this is called the interlinear Textus Receptus. Interlinear means it's written in both the Greek and the Old Testament Hebrew. Okay, see? Hebrew, English, Greek, English. Interlinear. Both languages canonized. This is the book where they coded it with the Strong's Concordance so you can study every single word, one word at a time. Don't listen to anybody. Most people are evil and go to hell. Most people can't even define what the word hell is. There is no word planet. You're not spinning it at 1,040 miles an hour on a jot. Now you blew it up into some NASA helium and now you're spinning on it. You one word study, you'll have your concordance. You need your lexicon or your eSword app to study every word, one word at a time. This is your concordance. This book is coded so you can pull out every one word and study one word at a time. You don't study it you don't read it like it's some novel or some love story or some, that's not what this is, a Western. You'll start studying one word, because if you even add a period, because that's what a jot is in Hebrew, or the smallest of the punctuation, he said, you're going to hell. You don't like it, get away from me. I don't care what people want. I'm not here to appease anybody. I'm here to do what Father tells me. Show people to the light. If they're in the Broadway, love thy neighbor, like thy enemy, like thyself. The backbone of this ministry is Matthew 10:34-39. I don't come to bring peace as Antichrist. That's a false teacher. He said, call no man teacher. That word is prophet. A false prophet is the word scorpizo. If you can't start defining one word at a time, get away from me. I will not sup with vipers. It's written on tables of their hearts. It used to be done at altars with blood sacrifice. He was a sacrifice. We do not celebrate. We do not do the things of the world. We get in prison, suffer, tribulation, thalipsis. All these things are his disciples because they bear the burden of going against the system, which Christ, the Hamashiach, who didn't hang from a cross, he hung from a tree. He bared the burden for the sins of the people who stand up for what he did. not your covetousness heart, your sticky fingers, because you're you can't keep your hands to yourself, or you're an idolater. It's the idolatry because you cheated on his word, his covenant that he made with his bride. So you will have your name blotted out of the book of life by self-will. A man's enemies be the one of his own household. Do not think I came to bring peace. I came to bring a sword of division. He's the one with the scepter, not the bow, but the scepter. There are two writers of Revelation, and we're already in that last book, whether you like it or not. It's not the end, but the beginning of sorrows. I know where it's at. The celestial firmament declares his handiwork, and you think it's 2025. It's not 2025. You're a pagan. You're a Satanist. You go by this perverted Gregorian Greek calendar. Remember, it ain't about the year. You don't even know what time, let alone know what year it is, let alone start saying that his name is Jesus. There is no such thing as name. It's Shem. The word is Shem, the second born of Noah, Ham, Shem. And when he means name, he doesn't mean God or Yeshua or Jesus or any 4 or 5 or 3 or 6. He means every single letter minus the ones that are blotted out. And he called that out on the tree they hung him from after they staked him, nailed him, and yoked him, right? They stalked him, right? Staked him or nailed him to a stock or a yoke, not a cross. Nobody carried crosses. See, you don't study torture. You're torturing yourself. You're beating yourself. Just, my people shall perish for lack of knowledge. That's the word of hell. Hell's not below your feet. Earth is the ruled. Masters, he says you can't serve two. That's the word Lord. Never written ever in this book. Lord. Never written in there. Christ, never written in there. Lucifer, never written in there. Planet, never written in there. Jesus, never written in there. Jesus is Satan, the sun god. There is more than one Christ. If you're going to use these terms, Christ said, many will come in my name. No, Shem. Shem. Not, remember, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Shem was the second born of Noah. Shem, right, meant authority. Torah, law. Before Abraham was, he said, I am. He said to Peter, be comforted, Peter, I am. And he was faltering, on walking on water. Gee, imagine what you can do. You can move mountains. Mount is a power. That is a trump, like a trumpet or a horn. The final trump, the final ram's horn, the shofar, the last, the day of judgment, where many will go to hell, the place of no knowledge, because hell is no knowledge. That's the word bis, bathos, busos, right? These are no knowledge, the void of knowledge, negates in the Greek, it cancels, like that big red with the cross. Yeah, that's what hell is. Most people are already there. Welcome to eternity. We're in the last pages of this last scriptural text. Not the end, but the beginning of sorrows. We got waves to go. That's what those sorrows means. It's going to get a lot worse. Not peace. Peace is Antichrist. MAGA is the high priest of the Satan church. Do as thou will. There is no free will. There is no luck. You cannot accept Christ. You can't be saved. Not until the seventh shofar, the ram's horn, the final trump, will his purchased possession be picked up. That's called redemption. You better learn about putting something in the bank. You already spent your treasure here. He's the snare, lifts us out of here. When like a snare. No rapture. Doesn't say rapture. They're not being raptured. Where do you get all these words that you speak? Because your tongue is alien. There is no such thing as alien, and there's no such thing as speaking in tongues. So if any of this is a disagreement with you, I will not argue with you. You could try to reprove me with a word, but I've already... Go see Jim Brown, Grace and Truth Ministries. This is HD Fat. He said, eat of the meat, the book of Malachi, give him 10% of your earnings. If you find a man is giving you the meat, I don't want 10% and nothing. I don't want nothing. I don't sup with vipers. Father sends. Father creates all things. Everything not written and everything that ever will be. So there's no free will. It's called self-will. You'll blot your name out of the book of life and you'll send yourself to hell. Boom! And the sins of the world that he carries, right? And burden for his bride. He said, my disciples bear your cross. In Matthew, he said, deny yourself. That's idolatry. That's believing your own lies, your own bullshit. That's the word Nephilim, is when you push it on somebody else, your own lies. That's the word demonion or demon. Already gave the definition of a demon. That's a distributor of fortunes or lies. A Celtic demon is a fairy. What are you going to grow some nano Spock ears now? Fairy tale, fairy, Celtic demon. An Arab demon is a genie. You don't study anything, do you? Remember, reproof? Prove yourself knowledgeable by study. Remember, it says, Timothy, adding to your faith. So You can't you can't change what Father already has written, and He's creating everything that will be, everything not written. What do you mean will be? Will? Free will? No, self-will. You're just unstudied. You're not spinning on a jot, are you? With some NASA helium, you blew it up, and now you call it a planet. What are you going to tell me you know about evolution? You don't know nothing about evolution. Evolution is spawned with extinction. They go hand in hand. You're going to tell me man evolved from apes, then why are there still apes? Why are there still apes? You're an idiot. Oh, you're not going to tell me that a threesome Anakin Skywalker. Oh, wait. It's Anakin Skywalker and his space Skywalker. Anakin Skywalker had Wookiee with Chewbacca, and now we got big feet. Tell me where it says big feet. Evolution's not like you're going to grow another imposable thumb or a kickstand so you just lean there stuck on dumb. No, seriously, we're in the 6th extinction event right now. We're in the 12,000-year super cycle. The firmament declared that, not me. Remember at the beginning of the age, the passing from the age of deception, water? Water? We're not in the age of deception anymore, child. Grow up. We're in the age of revelation, the apocalypse. We're here. We made it. Welcome to the apocalypse. Checking out on the prison bus. Remember, we're supposed to be set apart? Whoa. Gee, why does pastor say that all the time, huh? Why do you get rested under the name Revelation? My name is Apocalypse. You don't know what the word apocalypse means. You don't even know what the word hell is. You think earth's below your feet. Earth is the world. Heaven's not above your head. It's not 2025. God's not in the sky. God is a title. Get away from me. You're a Satanist. Remember? It's not the end, but the beginning of sorrows. That means we got a wave of, well, like an oscillating fan spraying dung. It's going to be a shitstorm, Ricky. Better hold on. Tighten up them bra straps there, sisters, brothers, bootstraps. Let's hold on. It's going to get a lot worse. That's what the scripture says. Not great again. MAGA is the high priest of the Satan church. Peace is Antichrist. The Scorpizzo, remember? Remember Mr. Warp Speed, MAGA. Bam, the false teacher. That's the word Scorpizzo. Remember, you knew I was a snake before you let me in. Then he let Joe Biden. 2 cheeks to the same hole, 2 wings to the same dragon, whether red or blue, Democrip or red blood, but can you mix them together? What do you get? Related to the queen, purple. Remember? Can't keep it in the pants, keep it in Trump's island. Shh, it's not Epstein's island, it's Trump's island. Remember, his phone was pinged from his 58-story tower. Remember, Satan had a 58-story tower. Trump has a 58-story tower decorated with Satan. From his 58-story Nimrod tower, decorated with Satan, Jesus Christ, the Polygon, the sun god, at the time of Rome, Mithra, right? And then to Trump's island, you can call it Epstein, but it's really Bill and Hillary's too. They're all island boys and girls. EpiPen Island, Epstein, EpiPen, get it? Because of the pens. What happens when you mix, air, you oxidize epinephrine, you get what? Fear and loathing in Las Vegas. Oh, now we got shapeshifters too, right? And lizard people. Get out of here. All right, so it's Trump's island, right? Trumpstein Island. They bring boys and girls to the island. They're island boys and girls, right? They're island boys. EpiPen Island boy. How long have I been telling you that on this? That's been on the dark web for decades, you silly rabbits. The New Year's does not start in the middle of the winter. The dark web, dark, the abyss. Remember the trident? Under the sea, Little Mermaid, Squidward. You guys are like SpongeBob, aren't you? Huh? No, you can leave your shit at the door. Remember? 2 girls and never mind. You don't come in here and try to teach the teacher. He said, call him a teacher. I've never seen that. It's just an analogy of what I've heard of what it is. But like, you can't come in and try to tell somebody, leave your there's a cup out there and you could leave it out there as a dry sponge. You come in and absorb whatever, if you think it's crap, and then wring it out and discern it later. Okay. I don't want the interruption of your nonsense like America. That makes no sense. So you've been putting away any pennies? Told you, made it a freaking strategic metal, critical metal, brothers, sisters. Bam! Got that one right too. Silver, $50, over $50 again. I don't care about money, remember? Just trying, money's not pieces of paper. Paper payments. Paper? Yeah, right. Just keep adding zeros to it. Zero. So It's about ratio, but we won't talk about that. I didn't want to talk about it. I want to come in and give glory to Father and give thanks to him for beating me another day. One more day closer to death. Hallelujah. So here I come, Father. Bootstraps tight. Hold on. It's going to get a lot worse. So I don't know what's going to happen, but it's 100% your will. How about that? Thy kingdom come. That's the return of the bride. Thy will be done. That's the agape, not phileo. Remember, I'm not asking you, Peter. There, Nimrod, stiff Peter, get behind me, Satan. This ain't some Brokeback Mountain. Bring the fire. Only got so many days to be here on the outside. They might lock me and put me in a cage. Might never see you guys again. Might be the last that you see of Pester, Apocalypse, Revelation. Might throw me in a cage, a rape cage, remember? So still have to go through the trials and tribulations. This one is a December 2nd, 3 weeks from now. 2 to 3 weeks, it might be over. I don't know. Father will do whatever the hell he... Remember? No knowledge. I don't want to make plans. I'll just prepare for both. How about that? So I'm either going to spring chicken out of here, be like a wings of an angel, flee to the wilderness, be as a serpent, gentle as a dove. I ain't got no fight in me like that. Remember, fight or flight. Hey, whatever. My flight is my fight for now. So pleasure's worse than the pain. It truly is. You're going to get beat later. You're going to leave your treasure here on this rock. You ain't going to have nothing when you get lifted up out of here, and that ain't into the sky. So my treasure waits. There's nothing here for me. Get mobile. Get it right. Get it tight. You sit there like a bump on a log. You better have a head on a swivel. Stay alert, stay alive. That's a military term. Just hear me out. I ain't trying to save my life. I want to die long time ago. Love you long time. Going to stay to the end. We have to die girded in his service to be saved. Nobody's been saved. You can't be saved. There's no God in the sky. Father's inside of me. He's the one who's steering this ship. I'm just the vessel. Remember, the eye is the lamp of the body. So, oh my goodness. We'll see. 2 weeks, either they'll drop it, which they should already, but 14 months, they dropped my daughter's charges, remember, I can't even report her murder or missing or my son. So something's weird in this case. Obviously, it's the strangest thing that I think I personally have ever been a witness to, and I've seen some insane things in my day. Father's put some experiences in front of me that I've never even wanted to have to go through with others, and even my own. Man, this has been a horrible nightmare, but I'm living the American dream at the same time. And that's crazy. And how that's weird. It's like a Gemini duality. Maybe that's why he made me the Scorpio. So this false teacher, birthed on the 13th day. I'm coming up here in days. I have my time on this rock. I've been here before, but in time and place and space, it's spirit. I just die to flesh daily. So this ain't new news to me. North, east, west, and south. Remember, I sent the angels 4 to the corners of this rock. Get it? The 4 corners, like 4 corners. Thank you for your very unkind attention. My next act will be the 4 corners of the round table. You think you live on something round because I say 4 corners, huh? Oh. So it's okay, right? It's all, he said, be not anxious. Father created all things. You can't change his will. You can create self-will by your own, but it's not free will. It comes with a price. Guaranteed, you're going to get whipped for that. You're going to leave all your treasure on this rock when he pulls us all out of here, right? The dead will raise from the ashes and the dust. Doesn't matter. Everybody's going to be lifted. We'll see if you left your treasure here on this rock. He's my prize, so whatever, man. We'll see. For the whole world, I can't stand the state of this corporation, form, or constitutional republic, and definitely not a united or union. It's a tragedy. It's a travesty. It's an apostate corporation nation that if Father lets me go, I'm out of here. There'll be nothing to keep me here. I will come back someday, but I need to get the flock out of Dodge, remember? Take the sheep. It's a worldwide ministry. It's not just here in America. America's just the worst. So, but I paid the ministry off, remember? So that to show my faith that I'm not turning my back, because it's all 180 countries, not just someplace in the middle of the desert. That's just this someplace in the middle of the desert out here, the largest dark sky sanctuary, largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. So, time to just give it all up and put on the wings and get the wheels. And you better have a good set of, I'm telling you, better have a Toyota. The whole world would be a lot better place if everybody owned a Toyota. Hashtag that shit out and send that to fucking the racing division. Research development. But it's okay. I know that whatever happens, I'm not concerned about what Father has. I can't change it. Obviously, look at what just happened. I can't. All I can do is know that my son would probably want me to go. He obviously doesn't want to talk to me if he's alive, which I don't have really any evidence at this point that he is, but or my daughter. But I think that if he was alive, he would want me to go, like, because that's what he told me to do, and that's kind of what got me and him in all this big mess to begin with, because I didn't listen to him again. So, and that's why when he saw the gold that I had, he's like, "Dad, why do you have gold?" I said, "Because I didn't listen to you about the buying the Bitcoin, son. You're smart." So, what do you think, Sonia? Thanks for repeating that. You can hashtag that out and probably send that to I've said it when I went and got the Toyota to the dealership. After the local place messed my vehicle up, and then it's okay. They tried, but they worked on it, banged on it too, and I was like, no more, no banging, no hammer, no. This is an alignment and a display. We should be banging, and but took it to Toyota and they got it lined out. So cost me double, but whatever. That's the way Father is. Like I said, he always beats me. So as long as I have enough to go on the road, I don't even know what I'm going to do at gas money at this point, but I really don't care, because I'll bring some possessions, and I found my tool belt. I have a framing square. I have a tape measure. I think the only thing I don't have is a chalk line, but I'm sure I can pick up a chalk line somewhere along the road and some chalk and go get to work, build something, a house, do a remodel, I can do a lot of different things. So, but I'm glad that I can get that done, so that if the day comes that I can leave, I would like to be ready to go take this vacation, because that's what my son would want me to do. And I think that's what I should have done a long time ago, because none of this be happening. My son might still be alive. What do I do? Worry about things I can't change? No, I can only move forward. So 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. We'll see what happens if it all ends there, or if it's just the beginning, or if Father has something completely different in store for the whole, remember, value, a store of value. So he's my prize. That's where I'm headed. Hopefully it doesn't matter. I know that's more just even out here recently, I just haven't gotten the things done that I wanted, and I just don't care anymore like that. I just can't share anything with anybody, so why try to keep building? And that can happen later. I realize that I could go anywhere on this rock, brothers, sisters, anywhere on this rock, in Eastern America. And brothers, sisters, I can go and move to somebody's homestead and build on their homestead. They would love to have me. They would love to have me. I'm not kidding, brothers, sisters. Just hear me out. Look at this homesteaders looking for helpers. It's turned into a little bit of a drama, but it's getting steered back into the right position. Okay, listen to me, please. Please. I could go just take my body, because I struggle here for 10 years to try to get somebody to live geothermally so they can keep cost and get a zero cost of living. I can take this idea somewhere else. I could go anywhere. I've been looking on this homesteaders for helpers and I could go anywhere right now. I don't have to leave this country. Maybe I'll just stay here, but I don't. I need to go take the vacation for a little bit and come back. Okay, maybe if that's what Father's allowed, because there's a lot of people in this country that have homesteads, just like me, off-grid, organic food, chicken eggs, raising, permaculture, doing it like you should, brothers and sisters, living that organic lifestyle. Very little. And a lot of them don't want that much work out of you. They really don't. Like I was thinking about out here when I get back, I got this streamline. I'm going to put my ad up next time, and I'm going to get the help out here. And I'm going to just do it a little different. It's okay, because I tried to do it for the ministry, and that's okay. I'm still going to make it work. See, I could have had 50 people out here already, but they weren't the right fit, brothers, sisters. I'd rather have no people than one bad person out here, right? No, don't want one bad person out here. It'll ruin everything. One bad apple upsets the whole apple cart. But I got a little different. I've been studying this. Please just hear me out. If you go to this homesteaders for helpers for homesteaders, these people will teach you. You could just go there and help on their homestead a little bit and glean information. Some of them, like I said, what I'm trying to do is offer housing for people. I've been trying to get people to come here, even though I have a lot of the housing. Some people are willing to like tent camp, bring their RV park. Some need a plug in. I'm off the grid, but just hear me out. There are many that are off the grid. With this homesteaders for helpers looking for homesteaders, I don't like the marketplace, Facebook. My son, again, it's a great as a group. If you join the group, you'll see there's a lot of bickering about, because people get burnt, guys. People take advantage of people. That's why I'm glad that I didn't have nobody out here that was the wrong person. But look, I can do this. If I take a vacation, come back. I think I have these younger guys that I was talking to yesterday. The one guy, he's, I know he's faith-based. And so the other guy that he brought over, he's younger and motivated. I think, I want to talk to him. I talked to him both. There are a lot of things that can be done at this ministry where I'm going to need some people who have good hands too. But that's when I get back. I can see a lot of things developing from there. But if I get to go, but if you just hear me out, these people will train you, give you a skill set. You can go live on their property, and most of them don't want. They'll let you work 20 hours. Like, hear me out. If I charge you $800 to rent the Rusty Dragon and I pay you $20 an hour, okay? I pay Carl $20 an hour. Sonia, I pay $20. And these people have a skill set. They know how to build. They have some kind of skill set. If not, and I need to train you, I would pay you $12 to $15 an hour in work trade. Now I have a building out here for $800, one for $500, and then I have just basically, for somebody could come out here and for basically almost the same price, just kind of set up. But I already have another building that I would, if somebody could help me inspire to build this other one, and I'm offering too for people to have enough building material to build them another building with them. They help me, I help them. It's like a scratch. There's a lot of united communities out there that are doing this under this homesteaders looking for helpers, helpers looking for homesteaders. Okay. So if you'll take a look, brothers, sisters, there are a lot of people who are succeeding. And I think, man, I could just get away. Why did I just stay here for 10 years? I could leave today if I could and not leave the US and go move to some farm, guys, and work 20 hours a week. Cause that's like 20 hours a week, or a month. No, it's 20 hours a week. Yeah, that's 20 hours a week, right? 800 if you pay them 20 a month or $20 an hour. I did the math. I apologize. I really said, I don't think people easily realize that it's not you. If you paid somebody, a lot of people don't realize that that's where people end up screwing somebody, because they don't know how much to pay them and what's their worth their time, and they don't let them get out and make any more money, and then they trap them and they can't go anywhere because they come for, does that sound, do you see what I'm saying, Sonia, real quick? The math, what I'm saying? If I paid somebody $20 an hour and they had a skill set, right? And they work for 20, that 10 hours is $200. So they got to work 40 hours, right? So that's actually, they got to work 10 hours a week. 10 hours a week. That gives them plenty of time to work outside of the, does that make sense, Carl, on that too? Right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you can hear me out, look at this. Because some people take advantage of people, and I've got this. I've been watching this for a while. Carl comes into my community. He comes with nothing, but he's got a tool belt. He can build. He's got a skill set. He's worked on a job. He's done a little auto mechanics. He's versatile. He can listen. He can lead. I can set him there and know he's going to work on his own. He's worth $20 an hour, straight money. He works 10 hours a week for me. He's got the rest of his life that he can go get the part-time job here in Silver Lake, Christmas Valley, even drive to Bend if he wants to make good money. Does that make sense? Do you agree, guys? Carl, that just give you a lot, because maybe you'll trap them. And then they give them the ability to not make any money, and then they'll really pay them because they don't know what to pay them. Well, I can pay you about 10 or 12, and back east, the going rate a minute. Don't pay these people minimum wage. Pay them $20 an hour. Give them some pay that's worth their pay. If they give you good labor, then pay them good, and they'll produce good work for you. And especially if we're trying to get a work trade. So I've already done a bunch of work on this building, right? And I'm trying to get my labor out of it, because I would really basically tell them, look, my mindset is to get you out of that building, get you into your own building, something identical to this, so I can start renting that out, because it's a lot easier for me to rent it out, to hip camp it with you, in there. I only make $800. I can rent it out for $125 a night, or $150 a night. Well, how many times do I got to rent it out? 5, 6 days? They don't have to anybody live there. Then I can rent it out to other people. See, somebody like Carl, you know, hard pressed come working on my welder who's made, and it's not because some of us have to humble ourselves, but when you've made a certain, I don't mean to go there, it's like a mechanic. Once he's worked in a shop, he don't want to lay on the dirt anymore, right? Work in the desert on the dirt, or even bring your carport out and lay down the floor. He wants to go work in a warm, heated garage. So when somebody's got a skill set, you know, Carl, you know what I'm talking about too. So appreciate the. I don't know. I didn't look at. I don't mean to assume, but I'm assuming that was you who gave the cash app, and I don't want to sue, but I appreciate it. I'm gonna, you know, let's take this minister on the road, man, and this is gonna be awesome. Organic microphone in the face of the people, a man on the street. This is what we need. We need to see what heartbeat of this country, heartbeat of other countries, what the people say. Enough about what I said. You guys have heard what I've said. Silver's $50, guys. The ratio is getting about 80. Stop paying attention to the price. Watch that ratio close. This time next year, you will be wishing that you'd bought silver at $50. But don't buy silver. Buy beans, rice, water filters. Get a car, get it, and then maybe you can pack around a little silver. Silver won't be so heavy when it's $1,000 an ounce, if it ever gets to that. Oh, silver's so heavy. It won't be heavy when it's $1,000 an ounce. But anyways, you guys, you're gonna have to pay people. I think, Carl, you've seen too before of the welder, right? What a weld pays. This is what a $15 an hour weld looks like. This is what a $20 an hour weld looks like. This is what a $30 an hour. This is what a 40. This is what a 50. This is what a, you know, this is what a TIG. This is what, you know, aluminum. You know, you're going to have to pay somebody. And I've seen somebody when they do that, like I seen a tattoo. Somebody did the other day, like when they paid the artist for the top of the tattoo, then it went to like some kitty. She's like, oh my God. So, yeah, right. So you've done it. See, as a welder, I know you can dig. As a welder, somebody who's a welder knows how to dig. I don't mean to go there and make like digging the puddles, right? You know what I'm saying? Get her done in the mud. So playing in the puddles, laying in the ground. You don't have to be on the ground, but playing in the puddles as a welder, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, you're going to have to pay somebody for their skill set. So, you know, somebody like, to me, see, like that, I know that Carl has been paid $40 an hour, but maybe he's trying to backpedal because he don't care about $40 an hour. He wants to go back to the organic lifestyle. He'd rather own his own chickens, get back to that lifestyle, buy some power controllers, charger inverters, you know, all this stuff, and become independent and leave the $40 an hour. So I'm going to have to give him $20, man. Trying to offer Carl, a guy that's paid $40 an hour who can play in the mud and make puddles like you ain't never seen, make the duck from the Oregon duck puddles, you know, look like shit. You know, I think that's their mascot name, Puddles. So we're playing in the mud here, if you don't mind me, duck you. But you got to pay somebody, you know, their mindset. I know that a welder is disciplined. If you've never welded, you can't just kind of come off a weld, brothers and sisters. When you get into the pool, you get the pool in that you got a long, you don't stop, you don't, you know, and so that shows a lot of discipline. I know that person can dig, you know what I'm saying, and perform on a professional. And if you neglect to pay, that's what happens to happen when you hire a welder and you ain't giving him, he's over there in his mindset, playing in his own mind, and it shows in his weld. It shows in his weld. You ain't paying him enough. His weld looks like, you ain't gonna pay no welder no $20 that's made $40 an hour and get no $40. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to start trying to, I worked a little, you know, like I said, I can weld or whatever, you know, there's a mindset about, you know, a welder has a lot of discipline for somebody who, you know, who can do good welds. You know, they hire actually now machines. If something's going to be made welded more than 2 or about 4 or 5 times now, they just bring in the CNC, they bring in the machine, they bring in the robotic arm, the automated does it. But there are still places, again, brothers and sisters, where, you know, there's not going to be, that's one profession I do think that it's kind of not a dying breed, because there are things that no automated weld too, especially some of these smaller, you know, jobs, which are not mean they're small. I mean, like 2 or 3 times are not something they've blown out like a factory thing. You have to hire the person to do that weld. And that's where somebody's professional and they can come make it look just like a robotic arm. The best welders, some of the people, it's insane how disciplined they are and how robotic that they're. And I don't know, I've been a veteran, so that same thing, it doesn't matter when shit's a thing. You have to keep that mindset. You can't let the scatterbrain and the splatter and the all the lights and all the, you just keep the line. You keep the line. You never come off the line. It's a discipline thing. It's like, I don't mean to go there. It's like OCD, on Christ daily. It's a regiment. Like, I don't say go to the gym. It's like going to the gym every day, whether you like it or not. Bam, bam. You just get up, you do it. It's clockwork, like clockwork, and that's why they have the masses. And that sucks too, because even if that, I don't mean to go there. Look what a welder could make independently on his own. If he had his own equipment, went out and could do small jobs. But a lot of the best welders work for 25, 35, 45 an hour and could be making so much more independently, but it's easier to take that job for this, small machine company doing, or whatever machine. There's tons of different welds. But my point that I was making, I'm getting a little off topic here, but I want to make the point that if I come back, brothers, sisters, I think I can rent out what's here until I can get the replacements by just making people pay either with their labor, which I think if I paid reasonable amount, somebody like Carl, if maybe he's wanting to go into an organic lifestyle, he ain't going to be coming out wanting to get paid 40, that's the other thing too, which was the discussion got brought up the other day on this homesteaders for helpers looking for homesteaders, that a ranch hand is not somebody that comes out to your house. Ranch hands get paid quite a few bucks, and I don't mean to be like that, because you don't pay a ranch hand. Ranch hands the ranchers and farmers get paid pretty decent wage, brothers, sisters, because they work as hard as they do. And not saying all, but rancher is like a welder type of mentality. A farmer and even a homesteader can be, wants to get it going off the ground, takes that kind of mentality. It takes a discipline, a regiment. You have to be militant type of mindset to get yourself to be able to get yourself. It took me years to have that. It's a good thing that Father made me militant, because I lack out here now. I was thinking about that just yesterday when I was out there. I was like, dude, I can't, I'm not getting anything done before I go to jail. And I'm like, well, I don't care. If I go to jail, what does it matter? None of it's going to matter anyways, right? If I go to jail, and I'll get out of jail, maybe, if that's the case, I am facing that serious charge, but I don't know what, anything can happen in jail, brothers and sisters. People aren't nice in jail. And they're not nice to people like me in jail, because I don't shut up and stop talking about Christ when I go to jail. I love you. Would you come over here with the dad and come love on the dad? So, but either way, my point that I was trying to make here is that this is something that any of us can do. I can go on the road just like Carl, probably, because he's got a good skill set. He's more of a, welder, militant mindset. He doesn't have to be military, and can produce a quality product for somebody, and then live a normal life and go visit an area and glean some of their skill sets. And you wouldn't even have to do it trying to gain anything. You could just go glean, from these people who need a hand, brothers, sisters, not a ranch hand, not that much. See, that's somebody, but they need somebody who's teachable, learnable, and wants to learn homeopathic and learn some of this, going back to the old ways, going back to, learning how to make tinctures and going back to doing homeopathic and doing the old ways, going back to organic and things like, again, like I never water glassed eggs. I really made a mistake by putting them in there, as I looked like 2 or 3 are foggy, and I think I broke an egg. It's not the end of the world. I'll take them out and redo them here again. But I knew that, but I was struggling. But, we learn from experience. And when you can go do permaculture with somebody and learn how to grow and get their mindset, you don't even need to get paid, and you'd be giving them a big hand. So if you do me a favor, if you go look at this, homesteaders looking for helpers, helpers looking for homesteaders, I'm hoping that someday this ministry will grow. Sonia is in Oregon. She got up her location before. So I hope to see Sonia here one day at the ministry. Why is she not come here? My fault. I don't work hard enough. I was thinking about this morning too, man. I could have created, there's so much more that I didn't create out here, but there's a lot more than I ever even imagined that I could do. So I'm hoping that this ministry will be shared by all the ministry, and, by going on the road, it's just going to add, because I can visit the followers of the TikTok channel that are still around, and the subscribers from here, and go meet people out there on the road, brothers and sisters that are in the narrow way. You'll know them by their fruit. So lots to be had, man. Who knows what Father's going to do to me, so it's going to be no, I know that we don't ever, and we'll be with Father if we never are together, any of us. I feel like you guys have been with me for a while. You too, you guys been here for a long time. You know what I'm saying? We all have lives, guys. I totally understand that. I totally understand. It's not easy, but you two right there, Sonia, I appreciate you guys. Long time follower and then subscription to this ministry here. And what a wild ride, man. What a wild ride, guys. 2 to 3 weeks and maybe it'll be over. I mean, see how crazy my life is? I'm like, well, maybe it will be. Maybe. Father might have an ace up his sleeve, right? Who knows? Who knows what will happen in 2 to 3 weeks? That's 2 to 3 weeks from now. Holy smokes. That's like, a long way away. But holy, that's right around the corner now. After 18 months, it'll be 544 days. It's a Gemini number, guys. It's a Gemini number. Everything is Gemini with me. Father does things very geometrically, by the number, the value, and it's either 544 or 552. 544 or 552. Huh? Sure. Right. Thanks, Father. He does everything like that. He does, brother. Says everything he does like that to me. He does. I don't mean to go there, but everything he does it by the number. So maybe I'll get to die this year because I have a birth date coming up. I was birthed on the 13th of this 9th month of November, right? 9. So not 11, 9/11. What? Huh? Okay, see, everything with me is a Gemini. Lucky 13 or unlucky 13? Okay, so anyways, my dad died at the age of 37, and I was born in 1973 on this rock, and my father lived to be 37, and so if this is done by the gematria value, I only have to be here this one more year. So there may be a chance that I may go into jail and die in prison. Or I might go out of the country and die then too, and then I could live for another, because most people say I'll live for at least another 52 years. Seriously, we talked about it before. So if Father is doing it by the number and it could be something, so there's no such thing as luck. You know what I'm saying? That Father is going to make that happen this next year. So I look forward to this next year as being my year of death. You know what I'm saying? It's a fortunate accident, right? Nothing by accident, nothing by chance, right? So if not, then you know what? Then I will, guys, because I have been pushing my mentality, which is good. I need to have that mentality. I've pushed towards this next year being my death because I already die to self daily. You know what I'm saying? And I don't wish. I'm not going to jump in front of a train, make things worse. That's not how my day of death's already written. See? You know what I'm saying? It's already 1952. He died at 37. Pastor was born in 1973. He lived to be 52. Ching! It values out. It's shing. I'm like, oh, okay. Because everything he does is by the number. That's why I know he's doing it. 544. 552, they're opposite. They're a mirror. That's a mirror. That's called a mirror. These are mirror. Hallelujah. So, if he takes me this next year, then if not, then I'm going to, I'm telling you, I'm going to just shove right past 52 and I'll be ready to go to make it to 100. He'll give me a breath of fresh air. He's done this before in my life. I've been a veteran before. I pushed myself, come on. To extremes and beyond things that we think our mind can tell our body to shut the up and just do what the mind is stronger than the body, right? So the mind can make the body do anything you tell it to. If you're headstrong. If not, then you're weak in the mind and you're maybe, you know what I'm saying? No matter how strong in your body, if your mind is weak, sitting there like a bump on a log. So once I push past 52 and I make it to 53, I'll be ready to go to live to be about 104. And that's not by me. I don't do the value on it, but I know the value it has because it's a mirror to it. So I've never even done it, but I've just had like 5 people in my 50 plus years tell me that that's how it's. They're like, you wish you were going to get out of here young. Your dad died at 37 and you think you're going to get out at 52. You're not. You will live to be over 100 years old. Into your years, into 100. You're going to make it past 100 years old. Like, no, I don't want to hear that. Stop saying that to me. My body is busted up and I hurt myself too many damn times. Accidents, military break my back, and, arms, legs, just never stop beating myself up, and did just work too hard too. Tried to work for, just like homesteading by yourself to run, 65 acres, for one man to run a homestead, a full off-grid homestead. It'd be one thing if I had power out here. That would be a completely different animal. If I was hooked up to power, shit. But off-grid by yourself for 5-6 years, off the grid homesteading. I've been here longer than that, but that's when I got all the fencing up to have animals and started producing my own power and became truly off the grid, truly independent of the system. I mean, I was before because I was generating power of generators and stuff, but not, oh yeah, man, I need to get a generator so bad. I need to get my generator fixed. I think I'm just going to take it on the road with me. So that's a lot for one person to run. So that kind of ran me ragged too, guys. I have to be 100%. And then waiting for people to come. I think what's hurt my body more than anything, I have to be 100% honest, is the stress. And I really try not to stress. Stress is a bad thing for us. It makes us pump bad chemicals in our body, and it's not those positive, is a whole different, type of mentality. When you're in that fight or flight mentality, you've got dopamines and endorphins and adrenaline and dumping into your system, and you crash. That it becomes toxic in your body. You have to figure out a way to, get it out. It becomes toxic. So it's not good for us to have that mentality where we're trying to always fight. So that's why I'm trying to get out of here, because I don't want to fight the system. I don't want to do anything. I just want to chillax. So even if I too, and I don't mean to go there, because I'll have to, I don't have to trade no hands in jail. I'm throwing freaking, I'll bite your ass. I don't care. There's no rules in fighting. I'm not going to go get locked up and let somebody just walk on me. So I won't throw hands in there. That'll be the last thing. I'll try not to ever throw those when I'm in jail. There's other ways, but let's not go there. I just don't want to. I don't want to fight anybody. That's the whole mentality, is to get away from the whole, society whose revolution. This country is at war right now in America. People don't realize that. It's the people against the government now. Other people, they started a civil revolution. It is. Look at Donald Trump got booed at that NFL game like big time. I mean, they were the living piss out of him. People don't want this shit anymore. You don't see any more of them. Not that many maggots out there anymore. The maggots are dying. Somebody clipped their wings. They didn't get to, blossom in their little cocoon and died off. And I like seeing that. They're still out there. There's tons. There was 81 million people that voted for him the second time, not the third time. But so they're still out there. But boy, they sure shut up and went in a hole. A lot of them. And so too, the government opened back up, guys. Freaking rights, boys. Freaking rights. Just keep going. Give the food stamps out. Keep doing this. Keep this system going so I can get the fuck out of here, man. Apologize for my cursing, but holy snakes. Oh, I have a juice, guys. I remembered I had another juice. I just seen this one. I have a second. I bought 2 of these. Oh, man, I can't wait to get out of the country. Don't you kind of see that? That there's not that many maggots out there anymore, or them red hats. Not so popular to walk around with that stupid make a MAGA maggots, high priest Satan, a church of a high priest Satan again, huh? I could drink that easily in just one drink. Go probably 4 seconds, 3 seconds. I could drink the whole thing easy too, maybe. Probably just shotgun the whole thing, but I better not. That's so much better than candy. Oh, man. I need more fruit, man. More fresh vegetables, more fruit. So I need to go south, man. So much more fruit and vegetables lower to the lower regions of this hemisphere. It's one time in band camp. Oh, man. Thanks for coming in, Sonia. Holy smokes, guys. That is fabulous. Oh, my goodness. Oh, cool. So, what does Father have in store for this ministry? You know? I could get hooked up to that and the Berkey water, man. Not like Berkey water. I'm going to probably try to get a smaller Berkey when I'm on the road. I'll probably keep that one and take it with me. Or whatever. I'll just try to, I'll put it up on top of the roof this way. Well, I don't know if I can get that roof nest. So appreciate that, Carl. I'll put that, I'm telling you, I've got, I don't know at the bank if they're going to take, if they're going to take my, change. You know, I have some pennies that I separated, but I'm going to try to take them to the local credit union and see if they'll take them, because they might just take them because there's this big change shortage, you know what I'm saying? And but I'm taking every single penny. I think I might have enough to pay the taxes with this, because I still have taxes on 45 acres of payment. I sold one property to Kevin, but once I get caught up on the taxes and I have a land payment for this month, you know, on the due. So see, Carl, that's what I'm saying. They're stopping this, so they might take them. You know what I'm saying? If I walk in there with, I think there's about 30, they're about $12. I think 11 or $12. Isn't that what we said? And I don't think they're exact too. So maybe I have a little less. I've got about 3 of these, almost 3 of these. And I think we figured out these are about $12. So I have about $30 in pennies. You know what I'm saying? $30 in pennies that I take to the bank. There's no copper one. There's no copper ones in here. I don't even think they'll look or even know. You know what I'm saying? And these would be awesome to save. I should probably just save these and do like a backsplash with these. These would be worth saving to me, even though they're zinc. If you put them as a backsplash, they're not gonna, they'll still have the same effect as a penny. You know, that's how I try to tell people to go into their bank right now and tell them, hey, I'm doing a backsplash. Just show them that design. Say, don't even just play stupid with them. Who gives a shit? Get your pennies and walk the hell out of there. Show them a picture of a penny floor. I said, oh, my wife wants me to do this. She said, I want, you know, here, and just play stupid with them, and they might give it to you. But most of them aren't giving it out. Remember, I know now, this is going to go fast, Carl. I've tried to get, man, I wish I could get ahead of these. I wish I had a little more money right now to roll into town and try to get to the last few banks that will give me any of this shit, or apologize. And I didn't do it last time. I was going to trade these in when I went into town, but I wanted to get back home because I left, you know, oh no, I brought pants. Why did I want to get back home? I just don't like being in town. That's why I didn't go. Oh, I left him here. That's why I left him here. So I was thinking maybe they would take these at the yeah, they don't have them at where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm at, they have they don't have a coin. This is some little tiny credit union, but I might call them. I'll call them. That's what I can do. I'll call the credit union and see if they'll. Outstanding. Good stuff, Carl. Good stuff, man. Those are going to be worth good stuff. And Barry, that's good. But like I said, because this ain't like get rich. But I'm telling you, did you see, Carl? They put silver and copper and copper and copper and copper and copper. This isn't copper and copper. Silver and copper on the critical metals list. And copper. They just almost made it a precious metal, Carl. They almost just made it a precious metal by putting it on that critical minerals list. Woo! Those pennies might end up having, not value like that, but like I'll give you 5 of those pennies, those copper pennies for that mule right there, or that, those 12 chickens for those 3 pennies, or freaking A. And we just threw them around like they were nothing forever. You know what I'm saying? I know, whatever. So I did, like my wife's name was Penny. So for a lot of years, I just didn't have but yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll call and they'll tell me. If not, then I'll have to take them into town. If not, I might save them. That really is that those are worth it. You know what? I think I might just I'll figure out how to, I'll do something. I can hold off paying one of the taxes. I'll hold off paying one of the land taxes, and it won't hurt me. It will just, I've never not paid the land taxes when they're due. And it's not because I can't. I mean, there's like one of them's like, the 5-acre one is less, you know what I'm saying? And so I could take and pay that one next month, and it's like another $1 or $2 or something like that. It's not even that much. And that gives me another like 6 months. In 6 months time, I got to pay another $2. That's probably what I'll just do. I'll just hold off paying the one. I'll be all right. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out, huh, pup and dog? So, but what I want to do though is get that roof nest. Appreciate it, Carl. And as soon as like I said, I want to put every bit of that. I just don't have anything else going right now. Next month I have one land payment, just one land payment, and no more taxes. So that wouldn't be for a whole month. So that gives me, I'll either be in jail or on the road by then. That'll be past December 2nd. I don't think I'll be in this country by then. Seriously. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'll either, hey, look, Carl, and who knows, because I don't know what Father will do. But I'll either be in jail or I'll be in another country by then, or well towards the border by then. So hallelujah. So my focus is, yesterday I went and got some more stuff prepared through more, I got my sleeping mat, because I don't know if I'm able to get this roof nest or not. And I figured I can get it on the road, go work for it on the road, go make some money on the road and buy it, because I can still strap it down, because I've got that roof rack that I put on there. That nice roof rack. I bought a kind of a heavy duty roof rack because I knew I didn't want it to be a roof rack and put stuff up there. I wanted to make it my roof rack nest, my nest mount for I could still slide things underneath it too, which would be nice. I could, put my jack and some things underneath it, or I'm going to put the high lift jack and some of the things up underneath that. But I bought it so that I can affix the roof nest to the Forerunner. Was the original idea why I bought it. And I bought kind of more of a heavy duty one and didn't just buy some cheap, There's some smaller versions. This one is a nice one. I can't remember what the name of it is. I think I've shown you guys online once or twice, but I bought it used from some guy. It was used, and I think it was like $1,200 new or something like that. $1,200-$1,300 for this style rack, and I think I paid $250 for it or something like that. Which was, I could have found one for probably $150, but why not? spend another $100 and get a solid, so that's what I'm hoping to fix the roof nest to. And then that'll save me a considerable amount of money on hotel rooms. And that, like I said, I'm going to try to avoid hotel rooms. I've been thinking about bringing, somewhere I have a small hot water heater, that hooks up to propane where you can take like showers on the road. If not, I have another hot water on demand one too somewhere. If I look, I'm certain that I do. Yeah, no, I hear it, Carl. But like I said, if I shop around, I had at one time, these things are like $2,300 for those roof nests, 2 and 3 grand. These are kind of light, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but the nice thing about these, roof nests is that they're a clamshell. They are fiberglass top and bottom. They have some that are all canvas. You can just get canvas and they fold up. I don't want that. I need a hard shell tent, and I don't want the one that clamshells. And some people, they said, like, why are you be insistent about that? That's still, you sleep with your feet down there. And I just like to have that room to set stuff in there and, just be comfortable. I might be using that my hotel room, so to speak. So I might want to put a few things up there, a little bit of water jug, and I don't want to have that extra. I like those ones that are like this, that are they collapse like this. And I even found one that goes like this. And this one, some guy got as accordion, it comes out, but it's a prototype. But I think I'm just going to try to find the CVT standard roof nest that comes up. It's got a nice thick, you can put an Arctic liner. It's got windows. So you can, if you're out using it you can unzip and see outside. And I'm thinking maybe $600 to $800 I'd have to spend, probably tops. I had a guy that had one for $600. It was a $2,300 one made here in Oregon. Really nice model, and he had the Arctic liner, which was another like $450 or $479 or something. And he said he would take $600 because he knew I was a veteran or whatever. And I just couldn't get into town to get it. That is the cheapest one that I've ever seen. I don't mean cheap, but the one that I could afford. And I just couldn't get into town. I was so disappointed that I couldn't make it happen. I probably too I think I had to go by the silver shop and take a couple pieces of silver. I didn't have all the money, but I was really trying to work it. And by the time, I think he ended up selling it and I think he got probably, double what somebody probably gave him with the Arctic liner, and he'd only used it like 2 times, and it had the ladder. And it was just a really nice, super nice model. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm hoping, like I said, to get that way I can travel with that, and they'll use that extensively to sleep in, and if I have to sleep inside the vehicle, obviously that'll give me an option too. If I need it, I can try to, but I don't know how much stuff I'm gonna be bringing with me. I'm really trying not to bring too much stuff with me. I'm thinking, if I am going to return here, I don't need to be lugging extra things with me, so trying to streamline down. But I need bedding, I need food. I just want to bring lots of food, lots and lots of food, lots of creature comfort type stuff, to just while I'm out on the road, to make my, trip out on the road, so I can stay, to stay comfortable. Living on the road's a little different. I've been on the road before. I was a CDL, so I know what it's like to live on the road, but yeah, good stuff. I'm excited to maybe make that purchase. Maybe someday I'll have here in the near future, the availability to do so, and I'll make it happen then. That's what I'm saying. I'll make it happen. But that's all I need to go on the road. Like I said, I don't even care about the fuel costs. I'm not going to even worry about it. I'm just going to work for it. I'm going to take whatever fuel or whatever. I have some more change here or whatever, and I'm going to run with that. Take something up to the pawn shop and bend and go. I think it'll be more fun like that. I'm not going to file the lawsuit until I'm out of the country, so money's not going to save me, you know what I'm saying? I just need to get out of the country, take a vacation. So, but they're nice. Those roof nests are nice. I've looked through reviews. People like them. They're easy they pop up easy, and a lot of them really don't have problems with the zippers. Not too many. Some a little bit with the stitching. That's why I really like to try to go with this better quality. There are some other off brands I've seen on like Temu, and so I don't want to try to buy something. There's 2 or 3 companies here in Bend that make them. The CBT is probably the nicest, and the Roof Nest is probably the 2 nicest companies that I've seen. And you get what you pay for, you know. So, but if, like I said, you buy things used, you can get them for, you know, used prices. So you can buy the nicest things if you don't buy them brand new, used, near brand new, you know, for a fraction of the price. And that's how I'm able to operate in life. I don't buy anything new unless it's, I just don't really buy things. You know, I don't really buy new things. Yeah, I just don't have that lifestyle. So I bought a bag of dog food. Carl went there the other day. That's why I'm a little short too, because about dog food. I'm like, I'm not leaving without dog food. I had enough dog food in the thing to get me, I think, until the court date. But I went, appreciate that along, yeah. And so that I'm going to rack up on that. I do want to stack up, you know, a little bit, because at any time it could get harder to get. Like during the COVID, they weren't selling any more than 2 bags of dog food. So you're right. I only got 1 puppy now, so it's going so much further. I don't need to go like that. And Tango ate a whole 2 a day. He eats a, you know, less than 3/4, you know. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited to just to have an answer at this point. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nice. Cool. In blue-green. Good old Eugene. Lane County, that's kind of my stomping grounds in Oregon. If there was a stomping grounds where for Oregon that I, you know, and this is my home out here in the high desert, but that's where my mom lives in Lane County, you know, not very, you know, she lives just down the road in Cresswell. So that's just down down the I-5, just a little short drive down there past Goshen, down past the dump and into Cresswell from Eugene's, not too far. But yeah, about 3 hours, you know, southeast of Eugene. Yep. Well, but who knows? Father might throw some other monkey wrench into the whole system. Who knows, right? You know? But I'm getting close, guys. I'm getting close. 14 days. 13 days. Tomorrow. Oh my gosh. I'm getting ants in my pants. I'm getting ants in my pants. I got my pants right here. So we got dog food. I'm probably going to try to 5-gallon bucket it, you know, put it in 5-gallon buckets, get it out of the bags, get it in something where it could be banged around and moved around if I needed to be mobile with it or something, take it out of the vehicle. So I'm probably going to, I found one yesterday. I probably need to get one more. Maybe I'll just steal one off of, I have more out in the, that's what I'll do. I love you so single much. I have more down in the shelter. I'll just grab some out there. I know I have more there, but get some of that dog food, you know, in 5-gallon buckets with the sealed lids that unscrew, you know, nice and tight, airtight, and get the puppy food. It's about 20 pounds per 5-gallon. What are you doing, my silly little puppy dog that I always single love? My single best one, that is my ever best guy that I ever did love. You're the best guy that I ever did best. So, but yeah. Would you get down off of me? Thank you. Come over here. So, yeah, just getting these things wrapped up. I mean, like I said, I think I'm there. You know, I really do. I think I'm there. So just get, you know, like I said, if Father allows me to go, I'm going to go, guys. I think it's the right thing to do. And I think, spiritually, it'll help me get a breather. And if and when I can come back, I love you so single much. This is my puppy. He's being my weasel boy. He's being a weasel. He's being a weasel boy. You're just a crazy kid. You're just the craziest boy. I feel like Paul is gonna come dig his way in there. Gonna dig his way in there. Here comes a paw. He's gonna dig his way in there. You're gonna get yourself stuck. You're gonna get stuck. You're such a weasel. Oh, he's almost in there. Oh, you silly kid. You're such a silly boy. Yeah, we need to break up a little bit of the monotony of being here at the farm too. Get this guy out of his element a little bit, break up his routine. That'll help him kind of do his thing because he's having a little bit of an issue. Just his routine so far off. It's just he's out of his element. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get her figured out. He's a good boy. He's a big puppy. He's big. He's a big boy. He's so big. He's my biggest one now. He's my biggest one now, huh? He's my biggest bone. Oh, look how big he is. Are you a lap puppy? Are you a lap puppy? Nope. No kisses. Don't you dare kiss me. I don't want any kisses. Please. I don't want to smell like puppy breath. Thank you. No kisses for Dad. No kisses. No kisses. So, anyways, yep. Look, I'm getting, like I said, I'm getting a little kind of an ants in the pants here because, you know, what's going to happen? What has Father got going? What has he got planned for me? What's his, what the hell is he going to do, man? You never know with Father. I'm telling you, with him, he just never seems to amaze me sometimes on how he, yeah, he just does whatever he wants in my life. I don't get to choose any of it. He just he does whatever he wants. And so nothing that I'm saying might not happen. None of that might not happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I better get off here, Carl, too. Get something done out here today. I need to work a little bit more on the chicken coop. I didn't do that yesterday. I worked on some other projects. So I better wrap this up. Appreciate your cash out. I really want to get this. You don't know how much that would save me. If I could get that roof nest, you know, maybe $500 or $600 or something like that for a roof nest. I can't find that. That's like 4 hotel nights, you know. And the thing's paid for, so every night that I spend in that thing is going to save me $100 at least a night, probably across the board. It's so hard to find a hotel room for $100 anymore that you want to even lay in the bed that doesn't smell horrible, or you know what I'm saying. I'd rather just sleep in a roof nest than try to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you're always in a tremendous amount of time that you spend at the ministry here. So it's getting dark out here pretty quick too. So. It's already 10 o'clock. So appreciate it, brothers, sisters. Thank you. You can leave comments if you want. That helps the ministry too. And you don't have to tithe anything monetarily, but if you do, the links are there. If you can, I'll use it wisely. Go towards this roof nest. It'll help. And man, I think this would be fun to go on the road with this ministry. I think it'll bring a lot of more value to the ministry as well. So watch and see what we do, or might only be here for another 13 days. This ministry might go down as far as having to listen to my ugly mug anymore. So Kevin might pick up the torch. I'm not sure. I think he will bring the ministry up, but we'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Father's in control. He creates all things. So he said, be not anxious, right? So I know he's going to do whatever he wants in my life. That's what he always does. So I'm just going to keep serving the Hamashiach and doing what he tells me to do. Go bear witness and just share the light. So even if they throw me in a cage, I'm going to still share the word no matter what. So they're not going to stop that until they beat the heartbeat out of me. So could be the death of me. That would be the worst way to die, huh? They were all the disciples were martyred for the Hamashiach, remember? Just like him. They died a martyr's death. So, yep. If that's you be persecuted for my name's sake. If that's what happens. They're only making the word come to fruition, So They're doing it to themselves. It's not, I'm not worried. My day of death's already written. Whatever's going to happen to me is already written. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Be not anxious. Everything not written and never will be is created by the Most High. I am. So thank you, Father, for that. So much blessings, brothers, sisters. Well, no, not less. Don't be less. Much abundance, and go out there and figure out a way to make this intensification of what is to come, a little bit more tolerable. And you could do that probably through getting yourself prepared. Like you said, have extra oil and trim your lamps, because it's going to be a long ways until the end of the world. We're not anywhere close to that. Going to be a storm, a waste. Tabernacles is what it says. Well, sorrows. That's what sorrows is. It just gets more intense from here. It's not the end, but the beginning of sorrows is what it says. And that's right where we're at. So hold on. This next wave is going to get a lot more intense. I'll see you, if Father allows, that before the end of the day. And I will I appreciate all your time. You can't get it back. And so if you have some more time, come back later. And you can't counterfeit time, can you? Well, don't do that. Do what you're supposed to be doing, or you're just a counterfeit. You're an NPC, right? So, no skin in the game, right? We're not supposed to wrestle not against flesh and blood, Paul said, but against principalities, powers, the rulers of the darkness of this world, spiritual wickedness in high places. So it's spiritual. We're not under the laws of flesh anymore, right? Hope a dash. All right. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.